Hello everyone, Elite Clockwoman here. Episode 15 was released not long ago, and it turned out incredible. There were a lot of epic battles, also some interesting details, as well as a new character with a new storyline. And in this video, you will find out all the details and secrets this episode. But before we start, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And here we go. The episode begins immediately with epic battles. Here we see several strong mutants and a squad of cameramen. The events take place on the bridge, and this means that the cameramen are protecting the bridge so that the mutants do not cross over to the other side. And we see how the mutants are still trying to break through the defense. And we also hear police flashing lights, and our cameraman tried to see what was happening there, and immediately got a spear in the head. And we see that it is the policeman who was in the 65th episode of the SKIBIDI toilet. And also here we see a strange toilet with a satellite dish, and the policeman broke through the defenses and headed further. And now, we already see how the toilets began to be attacked from two sides. We also see the poor cameraman who is trying to get out, and our cameraman was already prepared for the worst. But suddenly, he was saved by an armored drill man, and he shows that the cameraman would run to the other side since it is safer there, and the drill man went on the attack. And our cameraman decided to take a weapon for himself, and decided to go to a safe place, and he successfully threw his spear, and we see a big explosion. But the SKIBIDI man was able to survive. And you can also notice that now he's wearing a blue shirt, but he used to wear a white one, and maybe he's something special. But he received too much damage and died. And the cameraman continues on his way again, and he successfully flushes one toilet, as well as the other. But we see that the SKIBIDI man is still alive, and he begins to beat the cameraman, and the SKIBIDI man picked up the bus and tried to throw him out bridge, but the cameraman managed to jump out of there at the last moment. And in this frame, we can see an agent with a first aid kit. Perhaps he's like the cameraman engineer from the original SKIBIDI toilet, which also helps the wounded. But our cameraman continued to run again, and here we already see a checkpoint alliance and squads of cameramen and drill men. But suddenly a SKIBIDI drill appeared, and we already saw a similar toilet in episode 11, but he was killed by an arrow from one handsome guy. Oops, I didn't mean that. Anyway, we see that the agents attack the mutant and successfully flush him away. And we hear an explosion and see SKIBIDI helicopters, but one of the helicopters attacked the other, and they exploded, and we see that it was a TV woman who did it. And in this frame, we see the entire army of special agents. In the center of the TV woman, on the right, is an elite cameraman who, like the captain of a ship, is monitoring the situation. And on the left is a speaker woman, and behind her is an ISO toilet with a very funny face. ISO, calm down. You are too simp for a speaker woman. We also see a plunger man who communicates with a speaker woman. Also in the hands of this cameraman, we see a strange gun that looks like a camera, and he seems to be shooting from it. But in reality, nothing happens. But write what you think about this in the comments. Anyway, the TV woman has disappeared somewhere, and on the right we see an ambulance. And in the center, we already see those same guys from the leaked frame. And you see that the cameraman received a notification on the tablet. And here we see the name of each Titan, and under it strange inscriptions. Under the speaker man, cameraman, and the TV man, it is written that they are not available, and they are on a secret mission. And under the clock and drill titans, it is written that they are under repair. We remember that cameraman and speaker man flew somewhere in episode 14. Drill Titan sacrificed himself in episode 14, but I was sure that it was not a real drill titan. But it says here that it was under repair, and this means that it was a real drill titan. But why instead of his head there was a clockmanship? Nothing is clear yet. But what about the Titan TV man? He's also on some kind of mission, although we haven't seen him in the series yet. But perhaps he somehow helps restore a clock titan. Or he has another mission, but I hope that we will see him soon. The cameraman hands the tablet to the clock boss, and we see that something incredible is happening here. The sky becomes very beautiful. And we also see the signs of the clockmen in the form of a clock, and all the mutants don't know what's going on and what's happening. And oh my god, it's all very beautiful. And we see a huge robot with a lot of watches, and we see that very cool clock general, and my breath stopped when I saw him. He is very cool, the model is made perfectly, and I would say that he is even brutal. To me it seems that this is the main one among all the clockmen, and his head begins to spin. Just before that, the hands on his watch were spinning in the same way, and we see a huge surge of energy. But suddenly he disappeared somewhere, but time stopped for all the toilets, and we don't see any of them moving. And then, they show us the clockmen as they look at one another, and based on this, we can say that they don't know who it was, and the boss himself began to think about it. And this is where the episode ends. And guys, this episode was very cool and also very mysterious. I don't know who this cool guy is, but it seems to me that he is not our friend. Because the face of the clock boss was very surprised when they saw him. Perhaps this clockman is a villain. Everything is possible. But why did he help the Alliance? To be honest, I don't know, but it seems to me that he has his own goal and his own plan. Also in the description under the video, it was written, "Where did he come from?" And based on this, we can say that no one knows where he came from, but perhaps he is from a superior race, and he realized that ordinary clockmen do not cope with their task. And he, as the most important one, wanted to take control of the situation. There are a lot of options, and so far it is difficult to say which of this is true. I hope in the next episodes this mysterious personality will be revealed to us more. But what will happen next? I think that we will see the Titans speaker man and cameraman, or perhaps TV men, and we will find out what their mission was. But also, write your versions in the comments. And also put like if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new videos. Elite Clockwoman out.